In Ireland's peat bogs, the earth sometimes reveals its oldest secrets, perfectly preserved human bodies, some over 2,000 years old. These bog bodies, with skin, hair, and even last meals intact, are preserved by the bog's unique chemistry, an eerie, natural embalming. Their discovery is always shocking, a face from the Iron Age staring up from the earth. Many of these bodies show signs of violent deaths, stabbing, strangulation, or mutilation. Archaeologists believe many were victims of ritual sacrifice, offered to ancient gods for harvests or victory. The old Croghan man, for example, was found stabbed, mutilated, and decapitated, a death rich in symbolism. These bodies challenge the romantic image of ancient Ireland, revealing a world of brutal beliefs and harsh realities. The bog itself becomes a silent keeper of these secrets, preserving stories of suffering and sacrifice. Looking at these ancient faces, we're left with haunting questions. Who were they? Why were they chosen? Were they kings, criminals, or simply unlucky souls? The bog bodies offer no easy answers, only a profound mystery at the heart of Irish identity. They remind us that Ireland's soil holds stories far older and darker than castles or saints. Before any stone was laid, the land was already steeped in complex human history. The bog's embrace is both a tomb and a time capsule, forcing us to confront the shadows of the past. The world sees Ireland as rolling green hills, lively pubs, and endless good cheer, a postcard-perfect Emerald Isle. But this image, while not false, is incomplete. It's a highlight reel that often omits the difficult chapters: colonization, famine, civil war, and poverty. These shadows are not hidden monsters, but the real forces that shaped Irish resilience and creativity. For years there was a tendency to focus on the positive, to move on from pain. But a new generation insists on telling the whole story. Acknowledging pain, learning from it, and finding strength in honesty. Exploring Ireland's dark side isn't negativity, it's completion. The haunting melodies of Irish music and the sharp wit of its people are rooted in sorrow and survival. By looking into the shadows, we understand where the light comes from and why it shines so brightly. The true Irish story is one of beauty and hardship, joy and sorrow, woven together. Only by embracing both can we appreciate the depth of Ireland's spirit. The shadows don't diminish the light, they reveal its source. Ireland's complexity is its greatest strength. The Great Hunger, or Irish Potato Famine from 1845 to 1852, is the nation's deepest scar. The potato crop failed, but other foods were exported for profit, guarded by armed men. Over 1 million died of starvation and disease, another million fled on coffin ships. Entire villages vanished, and the Irish language declined as its speakers perished or emigrated. The famine permanently altered Ireland's population and psyche. It bred a deep sense of injustice and distrust, especially toward the British government, whose response was slow and cruel. Starving people were forced into hard labor for meager rations, fueling anger and nationalism. The famine became a symbol of colonial oppression and a rallying cry for independence. Memorials across Ireland and the world ensure the victims are not forgotten. The famine explains mass emigration, the Irish diaspora's strong ties, and a persistent anxiety about security. It's a wound that still aches, a chapter that must be read to understand Ireland's story. The memory shapes Irish identity, resilience, and the drive for self-sufficiency. The famine's shadow lingers, a reminder of suffering and survival. Ireland's castles are more than ruins. They're said to be home to restless spirits and lingering ghosts. Each haunting is tied to tragedy, betrayal, battle, or heartbreak, keeping old stories alive. Leap Castle, the most haunted in the world, is infamous for its bloody chapel and tales of murder and supernatural encounters. The White Lady of Charles Fort, a bride who leapt to her death, is said to wander in eternal sorrow. These legends are more than spooky tales. They're folk history, attaching human emotion to stone and landscape. Ghost stories preserve the emotional weight of Ireland's past, making history personal and immediate. They reflect a culture deeply connected to its history, where the dead are never truly gone. Spirits linger in ruins, whispering stories that refuse to be forgotten. The past is always present in Ireland, haunting the living in stone and story. In every shadowed corridor, history breathes. The Troubles from the late 1960s to 1998 cast a long shadow over Ireland. This conflict, rooted in history and identity, pitted Unionists against nationalists in Northern Ireland. Violence erupted in streets and neighborhoods, with paramilitaries, the British Army, and police all involved. Over 3,500 people died, and nearly every family was touched by trauma and loss. Peace walls divided communities, and fear became a daily reality. The Good Friday Agreement ended widespread violence, but scars remain: division, mistrust, and unresolved pain. The Troubles are not distant history. Their legacy shapes Ireland today. Reconciliation is ongoing, as Ireland learns to remember without reigniting old hatreds. The conflict's shadow is a living reality, still shaping the present. Ireland's history is laced with secret societies, groups like the White Boys Ribbon Men and the Irish Republican Brotherhood. These clandestine organizations fought for tenant rights, independence, or wielded quiet influence in politics and business. Their actions, from midnight raids to revolutionary uprisings, shaped the nation's destiny from the shadows. Even after independence, secret networks fueled suspicion and cynicism about where real power lies. These stories reveal a hidden Ireland, where power was contested in darkness as much as in daylight. Ireland's dark side isn't just ancient, it's visible in the ghost estates left by the 2008 economic crash. The Celtic tiger boom fueled reckless construction and borrowing, but the bubble burst, leaving unfinished, empty developments across the country. These modern ruins are monuments to broken dreams and financial ruin. The crash exposed corruption and cronyism between developers, bankers, and politicians, deepening public anger and distrust. Ordinary people paid the price through austerity, job losses, and negative equity. A new wave of emigration echoed old patterns as young people left in search of work. The scars remain: a housing crisis, financial insecurity, and lingering cynicism. Ghost estates are a cautionary tale about unchecked growth and the human cost of collapse. The crash's legacy is not just economic, it's psychological, shaping a generation's outlook. Ireland's modern ghosts remind us that history's shadows are never far away. The ruins are warnings, not just relics. The lessons are still being learned. Despite a history of famine, conflict, and hardship, the Irish are defined by resilience, not despair. This strength is forged in darkness, by facing pain, not ignoring it. Humor, often dark and self-deprecating, is a vital coping tool, turning tragedy into defiance. Art and literature transform trauma into beauty, with writers and musicians channeling sorrow into world-renowned works. Traditional music and Sean Knows, singing echo stories of loss and longing, engaging deeply with reality. Community bonds are another source of strength, neighbors supporting each other in crisis, at home and abroad. Solidarity and shared struggle are woven into the culture. Ireland's resilience is an alchemy of humor, art, and community. The past's pain becomes the present's strength. Through darkness, Ireland finds its light. Suffering is not the end of the story. It's the beginning of resilience. To truly know Ireland, you must embrace both its light and its shadows. The dark side, famine, conflict, ghosts, is not hidden, it's central to Irish identity. The warmth and hospitality are more meaningful when you know the hardship behind them. Independence, music, and community all gain depth from the struggles that shape them. Ignoring the darkness is like reading half a story. The real Ireland is found in the full spectrum. Acknowledging pain honors those who suffered and recognizes the strength built on their sacrifices. Ireland's beauty is richer, its spirit stronger, because of its complex history. The Emerald Isle is not just green, it's 1,000 shades of light and shadow. In that spectrum, Ireland's true spirit is found. The shadows don't diminish Ireland, they make it real, human, and unforgettable.